Master's Reboot Challenge Day 53, page 235. 3. Put up with a little inconvenience. When you think about it, we are living in an era where everything is abundant. We use electricity and water as much as we want to. It's because they are cheap. I wondered why they were cheap, and I realized that it was because we've been exploiting natural resources that should have been reserved for the future. We cared only about our convenience here and now, and we didn't think about the dangers that we'll face later on in the future. Now the bills we pay should include the inconvenient cost. The price is right when the inconvenient cost of reduction is added to the bill. We must recalculate our bill, adding the interest incurred to the resources we've been using for our convenience. I recently came to learn that an organization called the Korea Climate and Environment Network has for many years been carrying out a campaign to reduce 1 ton of carbon per one person. I was conscience stricken while reading the statements on the campaign website because they were mainly addressed to children and there were more photos than texts. Environmental education was more necessary to us, grown ups, but I felt that we had passed on the law to our innocent children. Are we supposed to finish what we have started and work harder than ever to do it? What we need is to practice accepting our share of beautiful inconvenience by using AC and vehicles less, using the most energy efficient appliance, unplugging electric cords when not in use, wasting less food scraps, and saving water. It's a little inconvenience, but I'll drive less. It's a little inconvenience, but I'll use electricity only when it is necessary. It's a little inconvenience, but I'll use water sparingly. These slogans might sound like those that you put on posters when you were an elementary school student, but considering the reality in which we are living, it seems right for us to start from this level. After all, we are only on the level of toddlers when it comes to this era. Still, I am extremely ashamed of myself for having been so negligent about environmental issues. Considering how I've been training people and suggesting solutions and delivering messages for close to 30 years. If we adults got down to business in earnest, I'm sure that we could come up with thousands of ideas, and I've been thinking hard to figure out what I can do myself to contribute to the environment saving campaign. If I could take a guess, I'm highly likely to participate in the campaign by delivering speeches and offering training programs because that's what I do best. There is no future for us unless we are determined to live with small inconvenience. We must recognize that Earth is not going to end after our generation. It is a world that we will pass on to the next generation so that we can live here. Only when we change our ways will be able to guarantee happiness and safety for our children on Earth. All tragedies carry hidden messages within. This is something I believe and in fact count on to be true. Whenever life throws me a curveball, I try to read the message that will enlighten me. That is hidden behind the trouble I am facing. I tell myself, why did this misfortune strike me? There must be a reason. I should find it. The coronavirus also sent me off balance because it was a crisis like none that I've ever experienced in my entire life. But before long, I found a hidden message that told me to be prepared for bigger misfortune. Perhaps the current situation could be sending a message to us from the children of the future. How fortunate it is to realize it be is so bitterly. Consuming less and leaving more for future generation is a duty that we need to fulfill in the wake of the coronavirus crisis. Thank you.